I don't know how Vince McMahon doesn't see the money in Cody Rhodes. This stuff that Vince McMahon is talking about is truly astonishing. That is coming up in today's video, but also on top of that, we are going to talk about WWE possibly going away from the Cruiserweight Championship. Should AEW get a Cruiserweight Championship belt? Also, Beth Phoenix announced that she's leaving NXT 2.0, which of course everybody's wondering what's going to happen. I'm going to tell you guys what I think is happening. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And if you're new here, don't forget to click that subscribe button. So let's actually start off things with the Cruiserweight Championship, because Joe Gacy will be competing against Roderick Strong at NXT War Games. Now, I always like the idea of a Cruiserweight Championship belt, but in today's wrestling world, most wrestlers are cruiserweights. Most guys fall under the 205 pound weight limit. And honestly, the idea of a Cruiserweight Championship just simply doesn't work in 2021. It's not going to work in 2022 because, again, the rosters keep getting smaller in size. There's very few heavyweights. This is a big issue in AEW. This is quite a big issue in Impact Wrestling now. And on top of that, we've seen AEW, WWE, all these companies, they just continue to sign smaller guys. Now, on top of that, Joe Gacy does not actually fit with the requirement of 205. And on top of that, WWE 205 Live literally had Odyssey Jones, who weighs well above 300 pounds. So it's very clear that the 205 Live brand is not actually being used for a Cruiserweight Championship. And I have a very strong feeling that WWE is going to go away from 205 Live and potentially create a developmental brand. Now, with that being said, there are rumors that WWE may potentially remove this championship belt and retire it once Joe Gacy defeats Roderick Strong. Now, I can see Roderick Strong leaving, and on top of that, I can see Roderick Strong going to AEW. I don't know what his contract looks like, but honestly, with a whole bunch of guys in NXT being overshadowed by this NXT 2.0 brand, I don't see Roderick Strong staying in WWE much longer. I could be wrong. Maybe he goes to the main roster. Maybe WWE does something with Diamond Mine. But at the end of the day, I'm trying not to get my hopes up, because realistically, WWE is not pushing guys like Roddy Strong, and Joe Gacy is part of WWE's future with NXT 2.0, which tells me this championship belt is going to be made into another mid-card belt, and who knows what that will mean. Speaking of NXT 2.0, Beth Phoenix announced today on social media that she is leaving the commentary booth, but will in fact remain with WWE. Honestly, I'm not shocked. But the real question here is what's going on in NXT, because it feels like everybody's leaving. Scotty 2 Hotty was the one who obviously requested his release. Now, Beth Phoenix is not leaving WWE in total. She's going to remain with WWE, but the plans haven't necessarily been revealed. Now, if you guys watch WWE Raw, which I know most of you probably don't, but if you do, Edge is now in a storyline against The Miz, which The Miz came back with Maurice. So kind of putting two and two together, I think potentially Beth Phoenix could be teaming up with Edge for a major mixed tag team match against The Miz and Maurice. Now, business-wise, that actually would make a lot of sense. In terms of WWE's audience, I could see them all being very interested in that storyline, but this storyline doesn't really create new stars, which is one of the biggest things I actually complain about with WWE. Also, on top of that, one thing that you guys need to know is what will WWE actually do with Beth Phoenix after this feud? Like, if Beth Phoenix does get involved in this feud, after it, what happens? Will WWE do something with Beth Phoenix and Natalya in the women's tag team division? Will Beth Phoenix continue wrestling? I just don't foresee that happening. There's got to be more to why she's leaving WWE NXT, and I have a very strong feeling that there are some larger issues happening in NXT. I'm not sure exactly how I feel about NXT 2.0. There's a lot of changes that are happening. I can't get excited about anything. And genuinely, I enjoyed the commentary booth. I thought Vic and obviously Stu Bennett and Beth Phoenix, I thought they were all really good. I thought they were really good together. So the fact that she's leaving, I don't know what they're going to do. They're probably going to put another face there because WWE loves the 3-man commentary booth. But it's very interesting stuff. Okay, guys, I want to talk a little bit about Cody Rhodes and Vince McMahon. Very interesting stuff. Dustin Rhodes recently revealed in an interview some very interesting stuff, and he got really specific about the idea of Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes having a big match at WrestleMania in WWE. And basically, Vince McMahon was not into it at all. Dustin Rhodes actually says that this was a long-anticipated match that never came to light because the WWE owner and chairman, Vince McMahon, was not a fan of the match. He believed it wasn't worthy of being on WWE's biggest showcase show. And he tried. Dustin Rhodes revealed that he tried very significantly to get this match at WrestleMania. Now, I was there at Double or Nothing, at the very first Double or Nothing, and I just want to make this very clear. This match didn't have some gigantic storytelling going into it. AEW was a new company. And that right there was one of the biggest reasons why this match was not only so good, but it was a match that so many wrestling fans wanted when it's done right. The problem is, and I hate saying this because I feel like I'm bashing WWE when I say this, but that match generated so much emotion, and I don't think WWE knows how to do that. In fact, I know for a fact WWE doesn't know how to do that. Because if you're not a top star in WWE, if Vince McMahon doesn't love you, you don't get that type of push in WWE. You don't get that type of match. You don't get those type of vignettes. You don't get that time to put together a great match. And that was something that Dustin Rhodes and Cody Rhodes did. At Double or Nothing, that should have been a WrestleMania match. That match was one of, and still is, one of my favorite matches in all of history with AEW. I think AEW really succeeded, and it got me really excited about Dustin Rhodes. And now look at Dustin Rhodes. This guy was on the verge of retirement. Look at Cody Rhodes. Vince McMahon did not see money in Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes goes and leaves WWE, and now look at what he's doing. He became a star. And if you're an AEW fan, whether or not you want to admit it, whether or not you like Cody Rhodes, it doesn't really matter. You can't deny the type of skill that this guy has. And he has that type of skill that makes him really, really good. Also, on top of that, whether you like him or not, Cody Rhodes' matches always involve drama and emotion. He doesn't work like a typical indie wrestler. He is, by definition, a typical WWE guy. And for some reason, Vince McMahon did not see the money in this. This dude just literally went through a flaming table on AEW Dynamite, and I'm sitting here telling you guys that I think Cody Rhodes has done such a significantly great job compared to WWE that WWE, trust me, I criticize WWE for using their old guys, but AEW showed that Dustin and Cody can do a really, really good match, and that match did not have the same amount of attention that WrestleMania had. Now imagine if that match was during WrestleMania. Casual fans would love WWE, but the problem is they would expect that every time from WWE, and they would be let down because you know WWE can't pull that off. Again, I'm shocked, but I'm actually more disappointed than anything. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and click on one of the videos here on the screen. This way you can stay connected with everything that's happening in pro wrestling. I keep you updated. I give you my 2 cents. And we also have a morning talk show. So if you guys want more videos like this, you already know what to do. Otherwise, I'll see you till next time. Thank you for watching.